Hello, I'm Jerry from Quilt Crazy. This is part 2 of the real-world example of some of the useful functions in V3 Pro's Designer. We're continuing on a project creating heart-shaped pillows for breast cancer surgery patients at the local hospital. If you haven't already, please watch section 1 first. This part will be the stitch out portion of it. As with part 1, the good folks at Lighten Up Technologies have offered a special deal through March of 2022 on their battery operated laser. If you use the link below in the description, you will not have to pay shipping. Now, unfortunately, this is only available for US purchases and not available for international purchases, and is only good through March 22. And you must use the special link below. I would suggest that every person that has Qbot have one of these lasers. It's a great focus laser. It works really well, and it's well worth your use. I use it on every single quilt that I do. So now on to the video. All right, so we've already created our new 16 heart single stitch design out of 16 individual hearts. We made it all one piece so we can stitch it all at once. So now is the fun part. We're going to actually do the stitching on it. So what we're going to start with is pattern quilting. And we're going to use the laser offset because you're using a Qbot laser, right? If not, again, don't forget about the special deal down in the information. All right, so first thing we're going to do is mark out a quilting area. So we'll start with our first spot, and we're going to slowly move across the quilt. Always, when Qbot is doing something, move fairly slowly. Don't zip right across. It's trying to make a lot of calculations. And if you go too fast, it may calculate the distance incorrectly. So it doesn't have to be super, super slow, but it should be fairly slow. All right, so our second point. Now this time our boundary is going to make a difference. So we want to get it pretty much right. Because we're going to use the trim function to get rid of those extra connectors. So we'll move it across here, and all right, we've got our area. We're not going to do it in our boundary. Now we're going to bring in our Save Design, which is the new 16 piece. Modify it to make it fit. We'll start off at 100%. Put it in here, and we want to make sure that the actual hearts themselves don't go past the boundary. So you can rotate this about 1/4 of an inch. All right, that's about centered. And we're at 100%, yep. So now the fun stuff. We're going to turn trim boundary, so we don't have to deal with this stuff on the right hand side or above or below. And we're going to go done and move to start. tie off our beginning. And start stitching. All right, that's how simple it is. Now all we have to do is advance the quilt, do the next rows, keep advancing it till we're done. Take the fabric off the machine, off the long arm, and cut out the hearts like you would be cutting out articles or pictures for a scrapbook. Turn the individual ones inside out, right side out, excuse me. Put in the fiber fill or whatever filling you're going to put on the inside. Sew the little door or chimney, whichever you want to call it, shut. And that's done. So here's a practical way that Qbot Pro V3 Designer really helps. So we've turned a single non-chainable design into 16 individual items, all linked together as one single piece. So I hope this has been useful to you and gives you some ideas of some other things that your long arm can do, as well as some of the great features of Designer. And one more time to remind you about the special no shipping deal from the fine folks at Qbot. Go down in the description, you'll see the link. Again, you must use the link. And unfortunately, it's not available for international orders, and it'll be good through March of 2022. All right, this is Jerry from Quilt Crazy, and thanks for your time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you like this, please select the like and leave me a short comment. And thank you, folks. Bye-bye now.